Namaskar friends, this is NJ, your host on this channel. In this video, we will have our discussion on the upcoming solar eclipse which is taking place on October 14th in the Virgo sign within Virgo in the Chitra Nakshatra. So guys, as you know that the same way we see solar eclipse astronomically, that the transiting moon comes in between sun and earth, the shadow of the moon falls on the earth and the sun rays gets blocked. Same way spiritually as well you can understand it. Moon which represents your thought process. So somehow our own negative thought process somehow blocks us from seeing things clearly. And guys, even if you have to make a comparison between the solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse, so somehow the tendency of the fated events happening in our life tend to remain very strong. That is the only reason whenever there is a predomination of the eclipse, we say that it's much better to avoid taking any important decision or even initiating anything, because your judgment might get clouded during that time. And guys, even if you have to pay attention to how planets are going to be behaving during this time, so just because it is taking place at such an hour where planets are in a mode to switch to different zodiac signs. So just because moon and sun are going to be conjunct with the exalted planet over where this eclipse is taking place. But the only concern over here is that because this is going to be a Ketu dominated eclipse, and whenever Ketu takes the front seat, somehow the tendency of the ghost of the past haunting us, troubling us, tend to remain very strong. And during this time guys, it's not only the Ketu but also Mars is also gaining a lot of strength. First of all, because this whole eclipse is taking place in the Chitra Nakshatra, the rulership of the Chitra goes to the planet Mars, and Mars is also conjunct with Ketu as well. So because of which guys, definitely caution and care is something which we all have to follow. And in general, if you want to understand the results or guideline of this upcoming solar eclipse, one thing is for sure that a lot many people might get perturbed or get disturbed because of the health related concern. Now this could be a case that there might be some ongoing lingering health related issue which you have been avoiding during this time, or suddenly close to the eclipse days it might exaggerate. Second thing is that in lot many cases, if you are already going through any of the concern of workplace related dispute or any lawsuit related concerns and all, any debt related concern and all, so even in all these areas you have to be very cautious and careful. The only one thing which I want to say is that do not get alarmed and do not take any decision in haste or in rush. Guys, the good part is that a lot many astrologers and psychic see the time of eclipse as a catharsis, as a cleansing time as well. And the way it is taking place, because very soon Ketu in itself is going to be transiting in the Virgo sign, and the Lord of the Virgo, Mercury, is over there. So the only thing which I want to say is that only if you will not panic, you will ponder over it or contemplate over any situation which gets suddenly triggered during the time of eclipse, you might be able to find a solution of that. And I would say that a lot many times, even the kind of change or transformation which happens in our life, it has something good hidden for future for us. So try to stay optimistic, positive, and like the way we always say that any of the japa, pranayam, meditation done at the time of eclipse tend to remain very rewarding. Because guys, at the time of eclipse, because of the predomination of Rahu and Ketu and completely subjugating sun and moon, we say that you go through the same situation which happens at the time of the pranayama. It's like the Sushumna gets activated and Ida and Pingla gets completely subjugated. So the crux of this video is that at the time of this upcoming solar eclipse, it's a very good time, very good hour for contemplating and for doing japa, yoga, meditation. And I would say that if you're a kind of person who always crave for perfection and all, so do not be agitated if suddenly you feel that things are not working out the way you have planned. And specifically if during close to this eclipse time you are planning to travel, you're planning to release something, you're planning to launch something, then lot many things can go kind of, things can go haywire. So just try to keep everything in control, be in a calm state of mind while taking any important decision. So okay guys, now after that let's shift our discussion to the customized results of this upcoming solar eclipse for all the lagnas and all the moon signs. So guys, starting first with the Aries lagna natives. So guys, in your case, as you can see that this whole eclipse is going to be taking place in your 6th house. So definitely pertaining to the matters of your health and any of your workplace related situation will be the epicenter of this upcoming solar eclipse. Second thing is that guys, because we cannot even overlook this fact that even in the transit, you are right now in a situation of confrontation, conflict, agitation, fight, severing ties, because this is the kind of the yoga which is right now exactly ready for you, because your ascendant lord right now is already conjunct with Ketu, and Mars and Ketu specifically in the Libra sign is a typical yoga of severing ties or completely taking a new path and all. So my recommendation is that any of the development which takes place pertaining to the matters of your this could be credit, this could be lawsuit, this could be health, any workplace related situation, try not to force anything. Go with the flow, take decision with a calm state of mind, and let's say God forbid if you do not have any option, so at least take any important decision at least after 2-3 days after this solar eclipse. That is all what I can say. But yes guys, the good part over here is that, like the way I have already mentioned this thing, that the way this alignment is taking place during this time, because somehow Mars is also in the picture as well, because this whole eclipse is taking place in the nakshatra ruled by the planet Mars as well. So whatsoever unpleasing situation or things or people you have to deal with, that will definitely have something good stored for you in future, in times to come. That can be said with complete confidence. Moving ahead guys, now for all the Taurus lagna natives. So guys, in your case, as you can see that this whole alignment is going to be taking place in your 5th house. Now guys, understand this thing that whenever it comes down to our judgment getting clouded or taking any wrong decision or being overwhelmed by the perplexing thoughts or negative thoughts, that is generally the domain of the afflicted 5th house, because 5th house also tells about the way our mind function. So I would say that you have to keep yourself very positive. One thing is for sure that a lot many Taurus lagna natives might have to deal with the negative thoughts or so much of the toxicity which suddenly starts coming up. And again guys, that is how doing japa, meditation tend to remain very rejuvenating, very relaxing for all of us, very cleansing for all of us. So I would say that any of the religious or spiritual austerity will be very much kind of a protective shield for you. And I would also say that kind of getting rid of any of the pent up surplus energy can also be considered, because when it comes down to the 5th house, we also see a lot of extracurricular activities from over here as well. So I would say that give the direction of all the brewing energy some creative outlet. That is all what I can say. And specifically for the students, people who are in any of the romantic relationship, you are an artist, you are a creative person, then you are strongly getting influenced or getting affected. Again guys, do not look at this transit only in a negative light, because the house and the sign where it is taking place, that planet is exalted. So I would say that in certain cases it has also been seen, because 5th house is also the house of the past life merits as well. And let's say for example, if you are already going through dasha of Ketu, dasha of Mercury, so this can actually give you some insight, able to find your life purpose, calling, some sudden development. Lot many things can happen, but just because in general caution and care needs to be followed in the matters of the 5th house and 6th house. Your own negative thought process and toxicity brewing up in your mind can land you in conflict or in trouble. So just try to be cautious, careful, and the much japa and mantra recitation you can do of your Ishta Devta, that will be the best way of dealing with this energy. After that guys, for all the Gemini lagna natives, so guys, in your case, this whole energy is going to be taking place in your 4th house. So now guys, as you know that 4th house generally tells about our inner emotional state, our insecurities and securities. So I would say that one thing is for sure that a lot many Gemini lagna natives during this time might find themselves insecure, very much worried and anxious for the future, Now this could be pertaining to the well-being of their children, or this could be extra anxiety and worries on the matters of your academics and all, if that is getting applicable in your case. So yes guys, that is all what I can say. Just because Ketu and Mars, which are the driving factor of this eclipse, are going to be transiting in your 5th house, and 5th house plays a very significant role whenever it comes down to taking or having any transformation in your professional life. So I would say that, driven by your insecurities and anxiety, do not take any sudden abrupt decision in the smooth flow of your professional life. And I would say that even in the domestic life as well, try to be as cautious, as careful while dealing with the family members. Let's say for example, during this time only, or just couple of days before and after of this eclipse, if you have to take any important decision, this could be you're building a house or you're planning to buy a car. So I would say that at least for this whole week, I would say that it will be much advisable to postpone any of the decision of buying a house, selling a house, buying a vehicle, or even if you have to, like, you're planning to have any gathering at your home and all. So try to be as cautious, as careful, because you know that this is a Ketu dominated eclipse. So many of the pent up energies, ghost of the past, or past wounds and trauma might suddenly come on surface, which might be very disturbing or will be very perplexing to deal with. So that is all guys I can say. But again guys, like the way we have been mentioning this thing, the time of eclipse is very rewarding for the japa, meditation, prayers and all. So that is how you can utilize this energy. And again guys, because somehow this eclipse is taking place in a sign ruled by your ascendant lord only. So one thing is for sure, that many times what happens is that we feel very relieved and very cleansed once we have cried out for any of the problem which we are dealing with. So whatsoever is gonna happen, it will be at the end or eventually very cleansing. It will be like a catharsis, or will be very rewarding, very relieving for you. So the way it is happening, or the way things are gonna be presented to you, keep your calm, keep your emotions, your feelings in control. So that is all what I can say for the Gemini natives. Now guys, for all the Cancer Lagna or Cancer moon sign natives, so guys, in your case, this whole eclipse energy is going to be taking place in your 3rd house. Now just because whenever any eclipse or new moon, full moon happens, your ascendant lord tend to remain a part of that. So one thing is for sure, that during this time, try to postpone initiating any of the project. And I would also say that if you already get this kind of hunch or this feel that there are certain friends of yours with whom you do not get along well, or let's say for example any last minute travel plan gets materialized, so it will be much better to avoid it at the predomination of this upcoming solar eclipse. Now guys, just because it is going to be taking place in your 3rd house, and it is a Ketu dominated transit, an eclipse where Ketu is going to be transiting in your 4th house. So yes guys, there is a lot of churning up which is going to be taking place in your social life specifically, which is going to have a straight impact in your heart, in your family life as well. So I would say that because guys, like the way this thing, that whenever Ketu energy comes into play, and that too at the time of eclipse, many of the secrets, many of the things which were hidden from us suddenly get revealed, suddenly get exposed. So I would say that it all comes down to what kind of planetary time period is currently active in your life. So try to remain very much welcoming and strong enough to deal with any of the sudden outpour or outburst of the emotions, specifically of the people around you. Because the way we say this thing, that whether you accept this thing or not, but subconsciously the environment to which we expose, we absorb the energy of the people around us as well. So my recommendation is that close to the time of the eclipse, try to surround yourself with the positive people, postpone initiating any new things, and try to take more interest and invest your time, your energy in all the recreational things, like all those things which you like doing, like your hobbies and all. So direct your energies and put all of your energies in those things, and like avoid socializing with people with whom you do not get along very well. So yes guys, that is all what I can say for the Cancer Lagna or moon sign natives. Now guys, for the Leo Lagna natives, So guys, in your case, this whole energy of the eclipse is going to be influencing your second house and the third house. Now just because same way the vulnerability gets applicable in the Cancer, the same vulnerability gets applicable for the Leo natives as well, because your ascendant lord is going to be a part of it. So guys, one thing is for sure that because it is going to be influencing the matters of your second house, so pertaining to the matters of your finances, try not to take any important decision, or try not to initiate any important project of yours, or wheresoever big exchange of money is involved during the time of the eclipse. Second thing is that if you're already going through some sort of like dispute within the family and all, so again guys, like the way I mentioned this thing, whenever it is a Ketu dominated eclipse, some of the secrets and things of the past suddenly gets revealed, like secrets get revealed, people get exposed and all. So I would say that all these kind of things can happen. Try to keep your calm, do not kind of react very abruptly or in a very hysterical way. That is something which I want to say. And yes guys, the good part over here is that the way this eclipse is going to be working out and turning out, whatsoever will happen, it will initiate a new cycle for you for sure. Whatsoever will happen, it will act as a cleansing energy or a catharsis or a rejuvenating force for you. So see it in an optimistic light. And like the way we say this thing, that specifically if in your natal chart as well you have got any of the Pitra dosha and all, so any of the charities, any of the donation done during this time will be very rewarding. Japa, meditation, pranayam should be considered for all the Leo Lagna or moon sign natives. Now guys, for all the Virgo ascendant and Virgo moon sign natives, so guys, in your case, as you can see that it is going to be influencing your first house. So whatsoever happens in the first house, somehow it influences or involves our public image, our health, and the major events of our life as well. So now guys, one thing is for sure that if you are a face of anything, like this could be you are an influencer, you are in politics, or you are in the top management and all, so be very careful while taking any important decision. Guys, just because it is a Ketu dominated eclipse, so one thing is for sure that lot many secrets will be revealed, lot many people around you, like their true intention will be revealed to you, or you will be able to see through people's true intent and all. Regarding that front, this could be a favorable transit for you as well. But generally guys, whenever eclipse energy is taking place in our first house, we generally recommend and advise people to stay away from any dispute, any argument, any confrontation, and try not to initiate anything during the time of this eclipse. And also because guys, it is taking place in the Chitra Nakshatra. The Lord of Chitra is Mars, which is conjunct with Ketu in your second house. So if any of those business dealings where there is a major chunk of money or exchange of major chunk of money is involved, so for that as well guys, I would recommend that doing all these business dealings a couple of days after the solar eclipse will be much recommended. And yes guys, give additional care to your health, and any of the japa, pranayam, meditation will be much rewarding at the time of this eclipse. And again guys, like the way I have been saying this thing, it is a Ketu dominated eclipse, and the way it is taking place, and your ascendant lord is a part of it. So whatsoever will happen, it will definitely have something good hidden for you or stored for you. Now guys, for all the Libra Lagna natives, so guys, in your case, as you can see that the whole concentration of the planets like Sun, Moon and Mercury is going to be taking place in your 12th house. So guys, like the way I mentioned this thing, that whenever we have a time of Ketu dominated eclipses, this act as a time of catharsis, cleansing and release, which will definitely serve higher purpose for you in times to come. Second thing is that guys, because it is taking place in the 12th house, so I will not be surprised if suddenly lot many secrets will be revealed to you, people's true intent will come in front of you. So regarding all that front, this eclipse is going to be very important for your sign. Second thing is that guys, I would say that for any of the japa, meditation, prayers, any of the energy of eclipse is considered as very auspicious, very favorable. Be very watchful, very mindful of what sort of instincts are coming to you, what sort of dreams are coming to you. Any of the charities will be very much rewarded at the time of the energy of the eclipse. So yes guys, that is all what I can say for you guys. But yes, it all depends on to the individual to individual, what is the state and quality of your chart. If your chart is very much prone towards stress, anxiety, worries, being fearful, then this can exaggerate things. But let's say, for example, you are a very spiritually oriented person, very much in command of your impulses and all, then definitely you will be able to look at the brighter and spiritually rewarding side of this eclipse as well. But yes guys, one thing is for sure, that for this whole week, any of the important initiating any project, any of the auspicious event like buying a car, doing any renovation, any travels, it will be much advisable to postpone it for the following week. That is all what I can say for all the Libra Lagna natives. But yes guys, donations and charity must be done. Moving ahead, for all the Scorpio Lagna and Scorpio moon sign natives, so guys, in your case, as you can see that this whole energy is going to be taking place in your 11th house. So now guys, whenever we talk about the energy of the 11th house, and because your ascendant lord is going to be a part of it in a way, because it is taking place in the Chitra Nakshatra and it is a Ketu dominated eclipse where your ascendant lord is a part of it. So guys, first of all, do not be very quick to come to any conclusion. Like this could be for any of your important business decision, any sudden allegation on you, or any of the conflict or argument with your friends and within your circle of influence as well. So keep your calm, or do not be very quick to come to action or come to conclusion. That is the one thing which I want to say. Second thing is that guys, like the way I mentioned this thing, that generally Ketu dominated eclipse and the way it is working out during this year, they tend to act as a catharsis, as a cleansing force for many of us. So I'm very much sure that whatsoever development will take place in your life, now this could be, those developments could be abrupt, which could be a little bit unpleasing as well, which could be sudden, very fated, very distant as well, but they will definitely serve some higher purpose for you, which will definitely connect you towards your ultimate goal and all. So many times what happens is that we do not realize by ourselves, and we start getting going astray from our like chosen path which the universe has chosen for us. So I'm very much sure guys that during this time you will definitely be, truth will be revealed, you will be put in the right path which is meant for you, and right set of people will enter your life, and the ones which are not serving any purpose, at least you will be able to see them clearly. That is all guys what I can say, and my recommendation, avoid initiating any important task, any project during this time. And even if you have to socialize, so be as graceful as it is possible. Many times what happens is that you might run into all those situations and all those people during this time with whom you had some past negative or bad history. So still do not be very quick to agitate, quick to quick to outburst and all. So that is all what I can say for the Scorpio Lagna natives. Moving ahead guys, now for all the Sagittarius Lagna natives. So guys, in your case, as you can see that this whole eclipse energy is going to be influencing the matters of your 10th house. So guys, one thing is for sure, that many Sagittarius Lagna and Sagittarius moon sign natives will be heading towards some very abrupt developments at their workplace. Like the way guys, I already mentioned this thing, that it is a Ketu dominated eclipse which has got more to do with the catharsis, cleansing and release for you. So whatsoever development is going to take place at a professional front, take it with a pinch of salt. Do not very quick to agitate, or even if any abrupt development is going to take place at your professional front, think it through with a clear state of head, clear mind. That is all what I can say. And guys, it's just like that, it's not making you very prone or very vulnerable, because during this time the house or the sign lord is exalted, it is very much placed over there. So I would say that whatsoever things are gonna take place, they might be fated and over where your free will not have much of the say. So it will be much advisable to sail with it rather than resisting it or fighting against it, because again guys, it will definitely serve some higher purpose or serve something good for you, that is for sure. And generally we say this thing, that at your professional front, or like you are in that line of work whereby yourself you're planning to initiate something or planning to launch something or undertake any travel or experiment with something, so it will be much advisable to postpone it for couple of days after the eclipse. That is all what I can say for the Sagittarius Lagna natives. And guard your public image as much as possible. Do not indulge into anything unethical which could cast or raise lot many fingers on you. Moving ahead guys, now for all the Capricorn Lagna natives. So guys, in your case, as you can see that the whole eclipse energy is going to be influencing the matters of your 9th house. So guys, one thing is for sure, that like the way we say this thing, that the time of eclipse is very important for doing the sadhana, for doing the japa. So that is very strongly getting applicable in your case. Second thing is that guys, because generally the eclipse energy is now influencing your 9th house, and you know that the time of eclipse is a time of the clouded judgment. So this is a kind of a typical yoga where there will be right set of people around you who will be willing to help you or mentor you or give you the right advice, but you might overlook it. So that is the one thing which I want to say. And generally guys, the way we say this thing, that someone who has been a devotee of a god, specific god, his Ishta Devta throughout the life, and suddenly he got this prophecy, or he got this instructions in the dream to do something or act in certain direction. So all these kind of esoteric events generally happens, like where the relation of the Bhakt and the Devata is involved, generally happens during this time, like eclipse, new moon, Ketu energy, and that too when it is taking place in your 9th house or in your 12th house. So definitely, if we will look at the brighter side of this eclipse, so lot many of the prophetic vision, insight, instructions are in the pipeline in store for you. I already mentioned this thing at the beginning, that see this Ketu dominated eclipse more of from the point of view of a catharsis, of a cleansing force for you. So whatsoever is gonna happen in your life during this time, it will definitely serve some higher purpose for sure. And I would say that generally for the students or all those people who have to, like, if there is a foreign travel which is unavoidable, so at least keep on doing the japa or mantra sadhana of your Ishta Devta. That is all what I can say. But one thing is for sure guys, that this eclipse or the cycle, the next cycle after this eclipse which will begin in your life, that will definitely connect you with the higher purpose or your goals in the life for sure. And yes guys, when it comes down to the well-being and the health of your father and all, so be kind of like if your father is already not keeping up well, there are some health related concerns and all, so give additional time, caution and care towards his well-being. And I would say that do not get into any conflict, any issue, any kind of argument with your father. That is all what I can say for the Capricorn Lagna natives. Now guys, for all the Aquarius moon sign or Aquarius Lagna natives, so guys, in your case, as you can see that it is going to be taking place in your 8th house. So again guys, it is kind of a blessing for a lot many people who are chiefly operating in the domain of the 8th house. Whether you are a scientist, you are a researcher, explorer, anything to do with the occult, tantra, mantra, sadhana, this could be a very, very rewarding time for you. Guys, understand this thing, that the way this whole alignment is taking place, it is taking place in your 8th house. The lord of that sign is very well placed over there, and because it is a Ketu dominated eclipse and it is taking place in Chitra, the lord of that is Mars. It is also very well placed in the 9th house. So guys, you would not understand the kind of the magnitude of importance which this eclipse is carrying within itself for japa, mantra, sadhana for sure. Second thing is that guys, definitely because 8th house energy is coming into front, so and it is a Ketu dominated eclipse energy which will definitely have lot of catharsis and cleansing impact or effect in your life. So I will not be surprised that if from the past you have been battling with any of the concerns of depression, any chronic health related concern, any of the being entangled in any scandal and being a victim of any false allegation and all, so lot much of the clarity and your name getting clean and coming out clean from any of this issue and all. So regarding all of that front, this energy taking place in your 8th house will definitely have something good in store for a lot many Aquarius Lagna natives. So yes guys, now it all comes down to individual how planets are placed in your natal chart and what kind of personality you have. Let's say, for example, if you are a kind of person who has got a very highly strong nature, you have got a very anxious, very worrisome, very fearful personality, so whatsoever the universe will be conspiring or planning in favor for you, you might not be able to take it well. So it all comes down to individual to individual. One thing is for sure, that this will serve some higher purpose. Lot of the baggage, you will be able to get rid of it, and on a spiritual platform, it will be much of a rewarding time for a lot many Aquarius Lagna or Aquarius moon sign natives. And lastly friends, for all the Pisces Lagna natives, so guys, in your case, the energy of this eclipse is going to be influencing the matters of your 7th house. So now guys, as you know, that 7th house which tells about your public image, your commercial interest and your matrimonial life. So one thing is for sure, that try not to take any important decision around the time of eclipse which could affect these areas negatively, or rather I would say, try to be as ethical as possible pertaining to the matters of your 7th house close to the time of eclipse. Second thing is that guys, because it is going to be a Ketu dominated eclipse which has always got some catharsis and cleansing energy attached to it. So let's say for example, within your business front, you have reached a deadlock, impasse kind of situation where you are not able to see things clearly, or you kind of find yourself very blocked, or this could be within the matters of your matrimonial life as well. Lately there have been some very pressing issues and problems you are dealing with. So I would say that a lot of the clarity will be served to you during this time. And like the way guys, we always say this thing, that the time of eclipse is always a very good energy for japa, meditation, pranayam and all. So try to be more on towards the spiritual side of this energy, specifically because there is an involvement of Mercury, there is an involvement of the planet Mars as well. So Vishnu Sahasranam, or I would say Hanuman Chalisa, so recitation of these mantras will be much recommended. And like the way I already mentioned this thing, try not to take any important decision pertaining to the matters of your 7th house close to the time of eclipse, which is taking place on October 14th. So yes guys, this is something which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs. For further more updates and notifications on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my Facebook page. Dhanyavad.